I played Lieutenant Malcolm. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX7062 podcast. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me? There it goes. All right. Okay. So thanks, guys, for showing up. Nancy and Dave and Uncle Hairball. Hello, Cyber Elf. Good of you to join. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So you guys are all going to have to bear with me because, like I said, this is my test show, trying to figure out if the Surface Pro and a camera is, hey, Jover, if the Surface Pro and the camera is going to be enough, or if I really should think about taking my laptop with me to Vegas to do this. I look like I'm stuttering a bit, so I'm not sure exactly how fantastic this connection is. Hey, Robert. Obviously, Dominic, I don't know if Dominic played for you guys. I didn't see him and I don't have an earpiece. That's the other thing I'm going to need to do is get an earpiece, I think. But so far I've got the camera hooked up. I'm on Wi-Fi. So again, I just got to figure out if this is going to work for Vegas. So all feedback is good feedback, a freeze frame. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think, and that's a connection issue. Hey, Janine, how are you? Janine, good to see you. Yeah, that's a connection issue. So that's something and sort of looped twice. Hey, Kyle. All right, thanks, Dave. That's good to know because I didn't even see him pop up. I just knew Mike was muted, which means that another video was playing. So thanks. Oh, Dave, you have a decision to make. You got me this battery, which I'm actually using to see how well it powers and how long it can my Surface for. So, Dave, choice, because you bought me something for my Vegas wish list. So, Dave, you can either be the first interview in Vegas. You can get tickets to Trek Long Island. If you're planning on going to Trek Long Island, I can get you complimentary tickets for Trek Long Island. Or I can do a little gifty. That's going to have to be on the road, but I will give you a little gifty, little NX7062 gifty. So think about that, Dave. And Kyle, I don't think you responded to me either. You came up with that hashtag chat pack 762. So I would love to do something for you too. I don't know if you were released for Trek Long Island, you tickets for a complimentary pass for the weekend for Trek Long Island if you're thinking about coming out. So just let me know, because that was awesome and I really appreciate that. So all right, so yeah, there's a stutter thing going on. The one thing I will tell you, and I've already decided to do this. Anybody can be a good interview when you've got a good interviewer. So but yeah, let me know. I don't want to put anybody in front of the camera that doesn't want to be in the camera, but that's definitely on the list. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to AT&T at some point and getting this puppy its own SIM card so that it'll have its own data connection, and hopefully that'll take care of the stuttering, because I don't think it likes being dependent on outside Wi-Fi. Oh, all right. Well, I'll think of another way to thank you, Kyle, because I really appreciate that. That was awesome. And I want to say thank you because that was great. And because, as we all know, punkarmy.net, aka Raymond, is going to be doing my merch. And when I told him about hashtag, when I told him that hashtag chatpack7062, when I told him about that, he thinks that's going to be perfect for the back of my shirts that he's making for me. Because some of his shirts that he does for pop culture have a little superhero IRL logo on the back. And we think I was thinking it, but he said it when I mentioned it. He thinks that hashtag chat pack 7062 would look really good on the back of those shirts. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. He and I have to find the time to sit down. He is so time to sit down and nail down what merch I want, what I want it to look like. Okay, so a couple of announcements for those of you that did not hear, and trust me, I heard this through the same channels you all should. But for those of you that have been checking their email, Gates McFadden and Marina Sirtis have been added to the list for STLV. So don't know how much of a surprise that is to anybody, but it is still awesome that the two of them are going to be out there. I don't think Marina's made it the last couple of years. Something's always come up. So let's see if she can actually step foot in Vegas this year. Not faulting her. If you get a job, if something comes up, that's all part of the contract that you sign with Creation, that if something comes along, you can cancel. So no fault. It's just that, the last couple of times we haven't seen her. Okay, so I have a very big question. We've got two big things to talk about before we get into tonight's topic. Discovery and Connor and Dominic's big announcement. So I want votes on what you guys want to talk about first. You want to talk about Disco first, or you want to talk about the big announcement first? So I'm gonna give you a second because I got to check a message. I'm gonna give you guys a second to vote. Let me know. I'll start making up everybody's mind for them, but I figure I'll be nice. We'll go a little done. Marina's seen a few smaller cons. Disco. Nancy wants disco first. Okay. All right. So I'm going another second, and then somebody else. Disco. All right. So we're going to talk about Discovery first. All right. Again, anybody that's new or just watching me for the first time, obviously, my whole opinion on spoilers is you have between 48 and pushing it 72 hours to watch something that's been released. After that, avoiding spoilers are on you and not on social media, like respecting that some people haven't watched it yet. So we are in a spoiler-free zone as far as I feel like now we can talk about it. So Discovery, it was really good. I mean, they're all really good. They're just lots and lots of, thanks, Uncle Hairball. I love that. I am enjoying all of Discovery for its final season. I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the hat tips to basically everything that has come before. The benefits of having them jump to the future is now anything that has come before them is fair game to reference. I think that that's fantastic. But of course, I love the nod. I always love a good nod to the mirror universe. And I admit when they first that nether world between dimensions, I was really kind of hoping for a half a second that it was Enterprise NX70 or the ISS NX01. Yeah, see, I'm leaning there with you. I was hoping it was the one behind me until I realized, and then I had to remember that the Tholians blew it up. So I was like, well, I guess the Tholians blew it up. I love that. Thanks, JR. The Tholians blew it up, so it definitely was not the one that was behind me. Of course, it was the ISS Enterprise 1701. And I had completely forgotten that thing was Saru from the first season. I had completely forgotten about how they ate Kelpians and a Kelpian shall lead them. Action Saru in any universe. But, and of course they didn't know this because they jumped. But you have to figure Spock had a hand in that as well, because let us not forget the end of Mirror Mirror. And it made sense that the Enterprise would have been the one to transition into the Prime universe between what Spock did and what Saru did. So I loved that reference. I thought when I found out that there was going to be backstory, I'm usually not big. I'm just like, oh, can't we go back to the present and like move the story forward? But I liked the love story. I like how Mullen and Locke met. And I like relationship with Booker, how she hated her father because he abandoned them. And Booker's like, well, I think maybe he did that for you, because I like that complicated relationship that they're about to have. Basically because in the real world, reality that we all live in, that's kind of how it is, right? If a parent, a biological child will always have a different view of a parent than a non-biologic child, you know. So that juxtaposition of, well, Booker was she was the biological child, and he has a completely different view of him from a mentor standpoint and a father figure. And she's like, yeah, but as a real dad, he sucked. And I loved that change. Make a cameo. Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. Yes, like if they called up old logs, if they were trying to get logs to see how to do something, and that popped up, kind of like in Beyond. Yes, I'm talking Kelvin, but like in Beyond when they were figuring out what happened to the crew and they're looking at all those old logs, that would have been awesome. Agreed, absolutely agreed. With the little goatee, oh, he would have looked so cute. And I'm not even big on beards, and he would have looked so cute. So I love that. I did really enjoy the backstory. I like how complicated this relationship is going to be. It's like there was no magic pill. Oh, now she knows why, that Cleveland book, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I don't give a shit. He was a terrible dad. Even the whole, you're my only family. She's like, ah. So I like that. I like it when things aren't easy. I liked seeing Raynor take the bridge. I thought that was fantastic. I loved how he got people to yes, and that's something we're going to be talking about a little bit later, how it references itself. Hello, Jean. Good to see you. Yeah, I guess so. The whole thing with the brain. I guess, yeah, their natural state is jello. I guess so. Who knew? I love the effects on that though. That was pretty stinking cool. All we need now is Lasso. I don't know where Magic Lasso is. So yeah, it was a good episode all around. The fact that they ran away instead of staying the minute that they had a chance to flee. Oh, but we're talking about Raynor. What was it? He's like free, blah 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 to the first people up with an idea. He's only starting to kind of get the rhythm of the crew. But again, transitional period, and they're not rushing it. And I always appreciate, you guys know this, I always appreciate good pacing. And this one's moving forward really well, but I also don't feel like they're skipping beats with how Raynor's adjusted to being second, being a number one. Citrus Mash, thank you, Kyle. Could not think of what that was. Citrus Mash, good. Thank you. Free Citrus Mash. And as far as this one, those suits, all right. I swear to God, anytime I see a helmet like that, I think of Leia from playing the bounty hunter in Return of the Jedi. When she comes in and she's like, he's got a thermal detonator. I love that scene. The great Jabba wants to know why he must pay 35. Because he's got a thermal detonator. This bounty hunter is my kind of scum. Fearless and inventive. Yeah, I love. But every time I see a helmet like what the brain wearing, I always go back and think of Leia in that helmet. So, and yes, I can actually quote Star Wars better than I can quote Star Trek, I think. Okay. And so are we losing Detmer and Olaf for like the rest of the season because the Enterprise has to limp back to her new resting place? Is that what we're getting? They're just gone now? Are they coming back? Is Discovery going to go pick them up? I was waiting for a big like warp thing. I was waiting for that cool rainbowy warp trail like what we used to see in the movies. And there was no big rainbowy warp trail. So what are they? They're going back under complete impulse power. We're never going to see them again. And the snout is the best part, right, Dave? Gotta love the snout. It's kind of like the difference difference. It's kind of like the difference between a Labrador and a pug, because pugs have smushy faces and Labradors have snouts. They did their trip back on. Oh, that would be very cool. Yeah, if they're just kind of cruising on back under if they're just kind of cruising on back under Para, that would be kind of cool, right? Right? That would be really cool. I think my picture's picking up a little bit, but I'm still going to go to probably this weekend and see how much it would cost to get this. I have an old tablet, and my big plan was to take the, I mean, I don't know if the SIM cards are compatible, but turn the phone number off on the tablet and just have it transferred so that my Surface Pro had its own data. But now I'm spoiled, and I kind of like the fact that the tablet still has its own data, because I still use the tablet for like TV watching and other things. So yeah, this is why I'm doing these dry runs. I did confirm Jonathan Del Arco for next month. So this is not going to be what office on the computer that's plugged into my Ethernet cable. Watch, knock on wood, nothing goes wrong next week, but I'm going to be back up next week. So my last show is going to be the dry run for this before I take a scenic. So I've got Jonathan next week. Think of your questions for Hugh. Look him up on IMDb. He's got an amazing resume. He is not just Hugh. So look him up on IMDb. Look him up on IMDb. So and think of questions. If you have Hugh questions, if you've got board questions, if you've got what was it like to hug John Luke questions, whatever it is, bring them. But so that's going to be that. And then the 13th, which is the final show of the season, is going to be another one from my kitchen, which you can't see because ISS is behind me, but it's going to be from my kitchen, just to kind of see if putting the SIM card in helps this staticky stop motion. I'm Gumby stop motion. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered what I wanted to cover about Discovery. So now we are moving into Connor and Dominic's big. Happened a couple days ago. We knew it was coming. We got teased that they were going, and then they released a video, which I did share on my Insta in case you guys missed it. They have a new show that is being produced, 55 film, and it's called the Decon Chamber. And I'm sorry, I love the name. It might have been really easy to come up with. Better than Decontastic is a fantastic title for their new show. I will absolutely be supporting it in whatever ideation they do. And I did talk to Dave Sapone, and he is going to be doing the show next season. So we're going to be able not only just to talk to him about the Voyager documentary, but we're also going to be able to talk to him about Decon. But what I was able to get Dave to tell all of you is be ready, because they already have a lineup of Star Trek royalty appear as guests on the Decon Chamber. Now, whether they're all going to be gifted with jars of blue, which I think would be great, and I might have to be like, Dave, can you find blue glitter goop to give to all of your guests? At least on the first show, make them all show up on the show in their underwear. That would be funny. I would love to see Connor and Dominic sitting around in their underwear again. I'm glad. Yeah, if they were going to find a new home for their show, I'm 55 films. I love Dave, and I love Dave. And yeah, wouldn't that be hilarious? It's like, well, it is the Decon Chamber, so at least the first show they should do it in blue underwear and give blue goop. That's my idea. That's what I think. I would. In fact, I should probably just text Dave for their first show. See what he says. Like, he'll stop speaking to me and be like, stop. But that would be funny. Hey, Dave. I think I should do is just say it on social media. Kind of help get the ball rolling on their socials and like tag them and like say it on social media. See, thinking, you guys are helping me think. That would be great. All right, consider it done. We're doing social media. You guys all be on the lookout for me in a jar of, I'm going to find some sort of blue glittery stuff, and I'm going to be like, Dave, this is what they need to do for their first show. There you go. And listen, I have done Enterprise PJs or Enterprise quote unquote underwear as a cosplay. I did it on the cruise on Raymond's birthday. Not that Raymond's watching this. The cruise always has a pajama party. And I was just like, oh, there you go. That would be awesome. After all the time that they were trying to get her, maybe now. That would be awesome. You're right, JR. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. Good call. Like I said, couldn't get any more. I couldn't get any more out of him than tell them Star Trek royalties already lined up. I was like, be the ones that are going to make the guest announcements, and we're all just going to be following up. But at least I got that. No, I love that. I absolutely love that. Oh, but anyway, yeah. So it took a lot of shopping on Amazon to find the exact right color, but I found the right color boxers and tank top, and then so with the cruise pajama party, I went in Enterprise underwear for the cruise pajama party. And I still sleep in it. It's still hanging out. Well, I get rid of a good pair of boxer shorts. They were fantastic. Gildan boxer briefs, incredibly comfortable, and long legs. They have like the really nice long legs, so they're really, really comfy. I sang "Let the River Run" for Raymond's birthday. First and last time so far that I've ever sung that song at karaoke. I did "Let the River Run." Okay, so now we are going to about. It's official that the Shuttle Pod Show. No, Robert, it is not official that the Shuttle Pod Show is longer. That is absolutely 100% not true. What is official is that Connor and Dominic have a new show at 455 Films. Mark is still working on exactly what the Shuttle Pod Show is going to be. He is working on it currently. He has not made any sorts of official announcements yet, but the Shuttle Pod Show will come back in some sort of format. He's got a lot of ideas, but I don't think I'm at liberty to share them publicly. So that's all I can say. What happened with the Shuttle Pod Show is, quote Dominic Keating from San Francisco, because I believe this is the only fair thing to say, unless somebody else wants to say something that's associated with the show. They left the Shuttle Pod Show for Hollywood reasons, which means, yes, which means that whatever differences they had, whatever made them decide to walk away, it is what it is, and we're going our separate ways and we're doing our thing. But Mark is still the Shuttle Pod Show, and Mark is working on what that means going forward and what the format's going to be going forward. He has not made an official announcement about exactly what it's going to be, but there will be something. He just hasn't landed on it yet. And like I said, I can't, as far as I know, that's about as far as I can speak publicly. So that's all I'm going to say, is that he is working on something. But no, the Decon Chamber is something completely different, with a completely different production company. And I've said this so many times, and I will say it again. There is so much Star Trek out there that there is so much room for so many different shows and podcasts and fans and everything. One more at the table when it comes to Star Trek themed YouTube shows and Starcasts. So there's enough to go around, and there is enough. It's literally IDIC. So I intend to support both. Whatever Mark decides he with the Shuttle Pod Show, and I am definitely supporting Connor and Dominic in their new venture, because I don't see why you have to change. That's my take on it. Like I said, any other questions should be the Shuttle Pod Show. Any plans to have Mark on the show when you come back from your break? Anything's possible. Of course, Mark is always welcome. Like I said, he's been busy. He's got like a ton of projects that he's working on, and he's been really busy doing a lot of different things. That's why I haven't talked to him coming on after everything happened. I figured if he had something to say, he would reach out. But everything's been in flux as far as what he's doing with the Shuttle Pod Show, so we haven't talked about him coming on, but there's a really good chance that I'm going to have him on next season. And it all just depends how how everything shakes out. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully by the time I'm back, hopefully by the time I'm back, exactly, all Trek is good Trek. And that includes all the fan run and actor run shows. Absolutely, Jober. Agree 120%. Yeah, so he's always welcome to come on the show. I mean, whoever, I mean, we all know that one of the things I'm going to be doing in Vegas is if you walk past my booth and you got a minute, sit the hell down and I'll do this. So you guys who can't make it to Vegas, I'm going to make you feel like you're at Vegas as much as I possibly can. So, yeah, if there's somebody that you guys want me to try and nab, I mean, my ideas of what I can do, like as a roving reporter, which means my phone. And I actually still have my phone, might actually come in handy, but I might just take my selfie stick and go around and talk to people, like the roving reporter kind of thing. I also need to ask them about if I need a press pass. So I think I'm going to ask. I know who to ask too. I need to send another email. I did actually confirm my booth today. Things have changed. You used to have to be vetted, and you used to have like your merchandise and stuff approved. But now that they're not licensed Trek, I guess they don't do that anymore. Literally was so nervous. Like, okay, I got the receipt for the booth, but I haven't heard specifically from anybody at Creation saying welcome aboard. So I emailed Creation today, and oh no, absolutely not, Ed. Absolutely not. That's why I'm getting this puppy. That's why I'm getting this puppy its own data card. That's why it's getting its own phone number, because I will not depend on the Rio Wi-Fi. I know you lose the hotel Wi-Fi when you walk into the convention center, and they want an arm and a leg to do Wi-Fi, which is why I've got all of my power bricks and why I'm figuring out my own Wi-Fi situation, because yeah, you can't depend if you're not going to spend another couple $100 for the Wi-Fi, which I don't intend to, or in fact, something else just popped into my head. Sweet. All right. Yep. It's good to know people. This is exactly, I don't want to say what just popped into my head, but I will say this. It is always good to make connections with people. You know when you're going to need to ask them for something. There he is. Lasso, we were just talking about you. Thanks for popping in, Lasso. Yeah, so I have a couple different options for that do not require me spending the money on whatever internet the Rio is offering. So yeah, I'm not depending on anything except what I can put my hot little hands on myself. Absolutely. So, we've been doing this for half an hour and haven't even started talking about the topic. Oh, you just got home from work. Look at that. How much do I love you, Lasso, that you come home from work and you jump in. Of course, you could have been watching me on the phone in your car, but that's okay. The topic of this evening is to gather together to mourn the fact, and I love the fact that I'm using the word mourn the fact that we're losing both Discovery and Lower Decks. These are their last seasons. Obviously, Discovery's only a few episodes away, and this last season of Lower Decks is going to be the last season. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, this is the best season so far of Discovery. I'm really enjoying it. That, of course, is my personal opinion. So I am happy for them to go out on a high note. They live off of these story arcs. And again, everybody's saying third season that killed Enterprise was because it was a big old freaking story arc. Meanwhile, Discovery freaking lives off of them. Have they ever been episodic? No. It's always been story arc, which I think gets, after 5 seasons, I can understand why that wouldn't even be sustainable. But I'm good. I think it should go out on a high note. I think this is going to be its high note. I just feel like they're getting ready to jump the shark. So I'm good. I'm really good with them being done. Lower Decks, on the other hand, I am actually sad about. I love Lower Decks. It's always sweet when you get surprised with a reference Discovery, like self-stealing bolts or the ISS Enterprise. I love those. But literally Lower Decks has made that like part of their thing. Like every episode, you know, there's going to be like an Easter egg, and the fun of Lower Decks is looking for the Easter egg, and the fun of Lower Decks is watching it bust on Star Trek and how much we love Lower Decks is probably my favorite that's out right now, and I love my favorite, and I am really sorry that it's ending, and I hope that this campaign that we're starting the same way that they saved Prodigy will save Lower Decks. The problem is, I just saw today, and if this is true, I obviously don't trust everything I read on the internet, but Netflix isn't doing any more Prodigy. They picked up the second season and that's it. And as the Easter eggy. It's like an Easter basket. It's just an egg. It's like the whole freaking basket got dumped on every episode. But Netflix picking up Prodigy just to dump it after I think that's ridiculous. They don't need numbers yet. And if that's true, if they're like, yeah, well, it was already done. It was already in the can. We just picked it up, whatever. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You should have at least decided to pick it up with a third season in mind. Give it one more season. I think it's ridiculous to pick it up and just to drop it. So I'm a little pissed off. I'm actually a lot pissed off about that if it's true. But like I said, Discovery can go, and that makes room for the new live action. I guess that's talk of Starfleet Academy. I thought I saw somewhere somebody was talking about Legacy, but I think that might have just been a fan poster or something, or somebody like kind of pushing for Legacy, because you could get seasick on the internet watching what people are saying about whether or not Legacy's happen. Whether or not Legacy's happening, it's like literally holy roller coaster Batman, because it's like every time you turn around, it is happening and isn't. No, it's going to be a movie. No, so I mean, we all know Section 31 is going to be a movie. I would like to see a Legacy series, but if all we're going to get is a movie, I'll take a movie. I'll take a movie because it looks like we're going to get Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, which I think would be a lot of fun because it's going to be Earth-based for the most part, and you know, nice not to have them Star Trekking across the universe. Hope Franks. JR, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. He has liked Prodigy. Hope France has liked Prodigy. Pardon my knowing, but who is Hope France has liked Prodigy? I don't know who that is, to be honest. So, like I said, I'm ready to let Discovery go, because if letting Discovery go is what makes way for the new live action star, then I'm all for that. I think that that's going to be amazing. I think that's going to be fun. I always like to see things from the beginning, so it'll be fun. Maybe, you know, Starfleet Academy will spin some of the people off to other shows or movies, or they'll pop up, you know, if there is a Legacy movie or whatever. I still wish Section 31 would be a movie, would be a series. Gives more chance to find it, and you know, Malcolm went back to Section 31 after his tour on the Enterprise. Francis, the country, got Prodigy season 2 already. Oh, Hope France has liked. Oh, gotcha. The way I'm reading it is, it looked like a name. I hope France, like, now I get it. Thank you. They got it, but it was a mistake. Wasn't that the one where everybody was up in arms because Prodigy season 2 got released early and people were leaking things, and then they took it down? Isn't that what happened with that? So they got it by mistake, and then everybody was leaking everything all over the internet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I mean, I love Bonnie. I love everybody that's involved. I think it's a great show, and I think it's a really great show for kids because it doesn't talk down to them, and it yeah, exactly. Thanks, Dave. That's what I thought. That's where the leak was. Can you imagine just like la 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 la? Wait, Prodigy what the hell? And then you just start watching it only to find out that somebody made as Gary said, a big boo-boo. Yeah. Oh, this is killing me. This lag is killing me. I don't know what's doing to you guys, but it's totally killing me. And I appreciate you guys hanging with me as we work through this. Oh, you also notice I changed my little layover thing to match the new title, the new show. And I am working things for next season. I'm really excited about what I'm going to be doing next season. With some just graphics and new stories. And for this, guys, I'm thinking I might need an intro. I think I just might. I don't know. Maybe get somebody to sing it. Ooh, you know what? I do. I have a jingle Bonnie. I might need to start using the jingle Bonnie wrote. Or Bonnie sang that she did on Shuttle Pot Show for me a couple months ago that Mark sent me and that I never used, and maybe I'll use it on my last show. But yeah, gosh, I keep forgetting about that. I do think it's time to get a new intro, and this way I won't have to bother Dominic if he's busy at the show. Could you please recut this and say the NX7062 transmissions from that instead of I don't, I mean, I could buy a cameo from somebody, from a Trek person, just to be supportive. You buy a cameo from them, and like, could you please cut the intro to my show? But no change. Things that I think about over the summer. That's why I like to take the break. Things that I think about over the summer. Plus all the stuff that I rev up for Vegas. A friend of mine asked me the other day in a message what I was planning on doing for this summer. Now I will sing the best part of Waking Up as Folger. Only if you do it in the style of Cher. I have been trying to get Bonnie on the show. Don't think I haven't. I actually tried to get her on. My problem was the one time I decided to get her on, it was literally last minute and she wasn't available. Yeah, no, I have talked to Bonnie on multiple occasions to get her on the show. The timing hasn't worked out, but maybe if she's not busy, in Vegas, that's a big joke. Maybe I can get her for 5 minutes to sit down and say hi, but I can't promise that one. I definitely can't promise because she's got her own booth that she's going to be saying that I think a lot of who I can get to come to my booth really depends on where they put me. Because there's like this ideal spot that I know I am not going to get that shares a back area with some of the celebrities. That would be ideal because I could literally just pull people out of their chairs and drag them, but I doubt that they're going to put me there. That'd be ideal. And I thought about asking, but again, first year at STLV, just be glad you got a booth. So I'm not going to ask them to put me anywhere special. I'm just going to cross my fingers and wish real hard and, blow out the second one lasso, blow out my candles on my birthday cake, which I have probably the night before because my birthday is opening day. So maybe it's a birthday. Dear creation, as a birthday present, can I please pick where my booth goes? That would be funny. But yeah, definitely going to be late on the 31st. It's preview night anyway. Share, especially when Stephanie didn't pay for a corner. Are you a premium? But I love it. That's fantastic. Oh, Lasso, you're so welcome. Lasso's birthday was the other day. Lasso shares his birthday with some very important entities in my life. My cousin, one of my coolest cousins, and my dog, Anakin, and Lasso share the same birthday. So Anakin and Lasso are in very good company with each other. And my cousin Michael, who rocks, he used to own a 64.5 Mustang, and now he lives in Hawaii. He is my favorite cousin. If I can ever get the money together to fly over to Hawaii, because he said I could stay with him. So, anything else you guys want to go over? There's going to be a lot of Vegas talk. Right. Forgot Carol Burnett and Tom Welling are birthday buddies with Lasso. I did forget about that. So it is a fantastic day. I'm not going to figure it feels like looking up Tom Welling's birthday. That's his birthday is. Okay, is that going to go away? Yeah, this lag is killing me. All right. See, like I said, I'm just really glad that you guys are here to help me figure this out. So, see, I remember to throw in my portable mouse, which really isn't helping the situation. But this battery is fantastic, Dave. Thank you again. This battery is going strong, and it's got the Pro. The Pro is already back up to 82 from 30 something percent, and I'm using it, and it's powering camera. So, yeah. The only other thing is I wanted to test out that microphone that I got, but I didn't have a chance. It's on my wish list. I haven't ordered it yet, and it's not prime, but it's perfect, like perfect. So I'm not gonna get another one. I just need to order it, and my fingers that it shows up before the end of the season. Oh my god, Raymond would love this. He's such a He-Man fan. I love that. You have Papa. Yeah, where's my by the power of Grayskull? I love the original He-Man. Never watched the movie, but I used to watch Man cartoons and the She-Ra cartoons, the originals, all the time. So freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. You guys aren't gonna be rid of me for the entire summer because I'm gonna do a couple more tests probably after the end of the season. But speaking of perfect, today is Michelle Pfeiffer's birthday. Aww. Lasso. I love Lasso and his trivia. Okay. So I couldn't make it to Chiller Theater weekend. And one of the reasons I wanted to go, Shatner was there, but I mean, I've met him before. But my friend Stefan Arngrim, who I've worked with, he is one of the last surviving members of the cast of the Land of the Giants. And I really wanted to go, but I just couldn't make it work for my schedule. And meanwhile, to compound the fact that I couldn't make it up there, Adrian Zemed was there, Lasso. Adrian Zemed. I could have walked up to him and said, "Hey, Johnny, gonna blow that strike, and I just might be your baby tonight." See? But no, did a chance to do that because I did not go meet him. But that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. I would have done a putt for him, even though I'm not blonde. But anyway, that's what I would have done. There's been talk, Stephanie. Sorry, don't get me. This is not a Grease 2 podcast. I have to remind myself of that. Have I ever done degrees of separation for Grease 2? You know what? Let's bowl, let's rock and roll. All right, put on our thinking caps for this one and see if we can 6 degrees of separation track to Grease 2, because I don't think I've done this before. Let's think. Michelle Pfeiffer, she's done Batman. She did the Batman with Danny DeVito. Michelle Pfeiffer, Batman with Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito was in Taxi with the one and only Christopher Lloyd from Star Trek 3. Ta-da! There we go. All right, wasn't as hard as I thought. I got Michelle Pfeiffer to Star Trek in 3. 2. Yeah, I got Grease 2 and 3 and Michelle in 2 because she's the one that worked with DeVito and DeVito worked with Christopher Lloyd. So, all right. Still the reigning champion of 6 degrees of separation from Star Trek. Might have to play that in Vegas. Figure out a way to play that in Vegas. All right. So, and all right. Sometimes and Pelia. I'm not sure who you mean, Janine. Thank you, JR. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, JR. Yeah. I seriously, I thought that one was a little harder. But yeah, thank you, Christopher Lloyd, for being an amazing Klingon. That was, yeah. Cause you wish it. See, now I've got more going through my head. Oh, right. See, I'm terrible with names. Right. Yeah, Carol, Carol, who played Lotka's wife. Yes, she did. She married Lotka. She was. I completely forgot about her. Carol Kane. Thank you, Uncle Airball. Yeah, she married Lotka. So yeah, so Taxi's got 2. I just went classic, but you guys are absolutely right. Carol Kane. Who, of course, the minute I saw her, I'm like, yes, I know you from Taxi. So yes, absolutely. So that's 2 people in Taxi. Sweet. So it was definitely Taxi the route to take for that one. All right, guys. So I think we pretty much covered everything. Let me know, didn't really tell me which one. I mean, I saw JR with hearts all over both Lower Decks and Discovery, but listen, you guys all know where to find me on the socials. So let me know. It's okay to say that you're okay with something ending. Like, I'm good with Discovery ending. It's sad, but I'm good with it. So, let me know on socials what you guys think. If you're happy or if not happy, endings aren't happy. But if you're cool, if you're good with Discovery ending or upset about Discovery ending, green comments, Scott. Oh, that's awesome. That's funny. Good one, JR. But yeah, let me know on the socials what you think. Are you good with Discovery ending? Do you wish it would go the full 7 seasons? How do you feel about Lower Decks? I want to hear from you on my social. They're still really easy to find at the NX7062. But everything's changed. The full name of everything is transmission from the NX7062. So guys, thanks so much. Think of your questions for Jonathan Larco and be sure that you are here early next week because you're going to want to get those in. When he comes on, you want to make sure that your questions get asked. If you are a patron, make sure you get your question. If you want to send me your questions early, they will be first in line. All of my patrons always get first. And you want to send me the questions through the Facebook page, or if you want to email me, the email Stephanie at nx7062.com. Stephanie, STEPHANIE at 7062 nx7062.com. Shoot me an email. Get me the questions early, and I will make sure that Jonathan answers. Patrons come first, and then everybody else. But I will always make sure, as best I can, to make sure everybody's questions get answered. And until next week, I hope to see you around the galaxy.
Listening to the NX7062 podcast with